So this next section is going to talk about one of those types of designs, a between subjects designs. And as you already know, between subjects designs have different people in each group. So if you got that, you have half the battle. Let's talk about between subjects designs. The first type of between subjects design that we'll be talking about is a single factor randomized groups design. So let's say we're interested in knowing if eating coconut oil can help you lose weight. So we've got a population of people who want to lose weight. We take a sample from them, and we have two groups. The first group does not eat coconut oil, and the second group eats 6 tablespoons of coconut oil every day. Now, a key factor of this design is we randomly assign people to groups. So we don't ask them if they want to be in the coconut oil group. We don't have volunteers. We don't select a certain ethnicity or people from a certain geographical reason to be in the coconut group. We just randomly assign them. So using the Campbell and Stanley notation that we've already talked about in class, this is what a single factor randomized groups design looks at. R means random assignment to group. X means treatment. So in this case, this group gets coconut oil, and observation. We see how much weight that they've lost. That's what the first group looks like. The second group looks like R, randomized, because the second group is also randomly assigned to groups. No treatment, and then that O on the far right as an observation. So that's what a single factor randomized groups design looks like in Campbell and Stanley notation. And as we've talked about before, random assignment is just a way that we control for selection. So there might be something different about people who like coconut oil and people who don't, or people of a certain racial group might respond to coconut oil in another way than people of another racial group. So to control for those possible confounding variables, we use random assignment. That's one way to control for selection into groups. So we continue our description of between subjects designs with a randomized multi-group design. And as the name implies, it's pretty much the same as the randomized single factor design. We just don't have a control group, which is really optional. And we just have more groups that we test. So using the same example, because I'm not feeling very imaginative today, let's say we're testing the effects of coconut oil on weight loss. So coconut oil is our independent variable, weight loss is our dependent variable, and we've got 3 groups. One group who's receiving a tablespoon of coconut oil every day, a second group that's receiving 6 tablespoons of coconut oil every day, and a third group that's receiving 2 cups of coconut oil every day. I can't imagine what that would look like, but let's just suspend disbelief. It's the coconut oil diet. We'll get famous and publish it. So here's what the Campbell and Stanley notation for that would be. We've got group 1 that's randomly assigned. They get a treatment, and then their weight loss is measured. Group 2, randomly assigned, measured, and they get treatment B. So treatment B was the 6 tablespoons of coconut oil. And then the third group, randomly assigned, observed at the end, and gets those 2 cups of coconut oil every day. So this is just a basic multi-group extension of the basic between subjects experimental design. Now moving on to the third type of between subjects design that we'll be talking about today. And this is one you're going to want to pay attention to because it's a little trickier. This one is called a matched group design. And at first, you might say, hey, this design looks exactly like the single factor random assignment design that we talked about at the beginning of this lecture. But no, watch carefully. Starts out the same way. We figure out a population of people that want to lose weight. We take a sample from that population, and this is where it differs. We split them into two groups. But in this case, we do not use random assignment. We used matched assignment. And matched assignment is a little bit different, and I'll cover it more fully in the next slide. Matched assignment, it's important. Next slide. So in matched subject design is a between subject design because each participant is exposed to only one level of the independent variable. It's different from a random design, a design with random assignment, because each participant has a match in each of the other conditions. So our critical comparison is between matched pairs. So let me give you an example to see what that would be like, what that would look like. Okay, this is what it looks like with Campbell and Stanley notation. We've got treatment, observation, and treatment, observation, but no random assignment. Instead of random assignment, there's a match. And now that dotted line in between the two groups indicates non-random assignment, that those participants have been matched. So in order to do a matched subject design, the first thing you want to do is match participants in sets. And the number of participants in each set equals the number of conditions. Step 2, you randomly assign participants in each set to conditions.